Hey, Curious Connerys. Dylan here. We just want to give you a heads up that the following program contains conversation relating to topics that may or may not include physical and sexual assault and self-harm and mistreatment of different cultures. We are in no way condoning these things. But given that Sean Connery has acted in films going back many years, they've tended to come up. To spin a phrase from Disney, many of these films include negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures that were certainly wrong then and are definitely wrong now. But rather than not discuss this content, we'd like to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and create conversation for a richer future. Stay curious, folks. And now, on to our show.
Connery Curious!
Saga, The Last Crusade, You Only Live Twice, and the Anderson Tapes, Murder on the Orient Express. You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next. Marty and a woman of straw, and a wounded man in Africa. We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
What do they call the guards? Not officers. What are they called?
Staff.
Staff.
Yeah. Mario Lima.
Oh, Dylan! Staff Sergeant, I didn't do anything! Dylan! Dylan, it's me, Mario!
Hi, Mario. I just said it was you.
They're detaining me. They claim we murdered 2 people on the train.
I didn't murder nobody, Staff. I didn't murder nobody.
Should I play the staff?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we start this over?
Let's start this over, yeah.
Okay, what's our sketch?
So we're off the plane.
Okay, all right, the plane train has been stopped.
Yes. And so we get they were the staff sergeants at the runway or whatever station, and they detained us.
Okay. Because I'm so out of it. Whatever Vespers martinis that we've had, you said, I said.
You said.
Staying in, Mario. This is staying in because it ties into the movie.
Dylan said, "Oh."
It ties into the movie because there's a scene where the staff are drunk and I had a lot of those Vespers martinis, so you know.
Oh, you brought one to go.
No, I'm just making the noise. They don't let us drink in the... Why are we in a cell? What's going on, Mario?
These staff sergeants dragged us off the plane train.
Automobile.
And wait, Dylan, they're accusing us of killing the 2 servers.
Whoa, the nice lady? And the Sean Connery man?
The one who sounded suspiciously like Sean Connery, yes.
That lady?
And the lady.
She sounded like Sean Connery.
They both did, now that I think about it. But yeah, no, but like, listen, they think, like, what are we going to do?
Well, I think we should run.
We're in a cell, we can't run.
Well, okay. I was watching... Stranger Things lately, and it's like there's that Kate Bush song in the Stranger.
Dylan, you have to poop?
No, I'm hiccuping because I'm drunk.
Oh, you look like you got to poop.
I probably do.
We're on a train plane for a really long
It's
time.
automobiles. Anyway, you might be able to tell I've never actually really been drunk in my life. That's indicative of this impression I'm doing. Anyway, I think we should run up that hill like Kate Bush said in that Stranger thing. There's a hill outside. Did you see it?
There is a hill.
I thought there's snow on top.
I think there's snow on top. But, again, it's going to be hard to get to that hill if we're stuck in a cell.
Yeah.
You know what? I think there's a guard sitting outside. This might be, if I learned anything from doing this podcast.
Oh, hey, you learned that trick in golf?
Where Okay.
Grr.
Exactly. Gold. Grr.
Yeah,
That
you
movie.
learned a trick. You climb up the ceiling like Spider-Man.
Okay, so I'm gonna duck a couple times and wave at him, and you're gonna start.
I stole
climbing up
3
the wall.
bottles of whiskey and drank them.
Where did you get those from?
I stole them.
From who?
Me and my buddy King. I stole 3 bottles of whiskey.
Is it Larry King?
This bit is dragging on.
You know
I think you should throw that bucket of water in the corner with the cup chain to it. I think you should throw it at me.
Well, you know, it is nice that they let us keep our equipment in the cell.
Yeah. Throw that bucket with the water at me. You need to sober up. Ah, don't throw a bucket at me. Ow, you gave me the face of a metal bucket.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you meant the water.
Oh, that'll sober you up quick. Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
Dylan, you okay?
you know, my tooth got knocked out, but I'm okay. Ugh. Well, all right, I'm sobered up now. Okay, so Mario, did we kill somebody on that plane train?
They're accusing us of it, but we didn't do it.
No, they just asked if we wanted something from the trolley, dears.
They
And we said, what did we say? We take the lot.
we took the
Took the
lot.
lot.
I still have the lot here.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of lot.
A lot of lot.
So, anyways, what are we gonna do? Like, we need to clear our names here.
Well,
I think. Well, first of all, so we obviously didn't do it. Who could have done it? Who else was on the plane, train, and possibly automobile?
Well, I have a feeling that this isn't a whodunit kind of situation, and I think all we can do is bide our time, and I think, we should just watch this DVD copy of The Hill that I have here in my pocket.
True.
Because I have big cargo shorts with big pockets, and they hold DVDs. It's a very 2003 invention. Yeah.
We just need to. You know what? The guard's out here. I'm gonna ask if we could borrow one of the TVs or something. Excuse me, guard. Yes. Oh my God.
Whoa! Wait, is that?
What seems to be the problem, lads? Problem.
Wait a second. Are you?
What?
You're not the Mario. I think that might be
No way.
the waiter's twin brother.
I never knew a waiter before.
You've never been to a restaurant?
They don't have restaurants in Scotland.
We're not in Scotland. We're in a prison. And prisons exist outside a nebulum of time
Never
and
mind
space.
that. What do you boys want?
We were wondering if we could borrow your portable DVD player.
A portable DVD player.
Yeah. Ooh, what are you watching? Revenge of the Sith?
It's my favorite Star Wars movie, yes.
Nice.
Are you a fan of The Phantom Menace?
Yes.
They almost wanted me to play Count Dooku once, you know.
Really? Just a regular prison guard? They wanted you to play Count Dooku?
They should have had the face of an actor, you see.
The face of an actor.
The face of an actor.
I see. That is... This bit is going on too long. Sir, can we borrow your... Mario? Mario, are you...
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Sorry, I got distracted by the bricks
The bricks.
in the cell.
Oh,
Very nice. Yes, I actually helped lay those bricks myself.
yeah, you brought in that big Tupperware full of Legos and you dumped it on the floor. I really appreciate that. It's given us a lot.
I'm sorry. Did you call it Tupperware?
Yeah, it's like a big Tupperware container. It's like a crayon box full of Legos. It's a really nice opportunity for us to keep our minds active while we're in here waiting for whatever the hell is gonna happen. But I must admit I've stepped on 3 Lego bricks in the night, and it is. I mean, I don't know how I would know that. I've been drunk and we've only been here for a couple of minutes. But it's dark in here sometimes, even though the lights fall in. Sir, can we just borrow your portable DVD player?
I suppose. Can we at least get through the Duel of the Fates first? It's my
That's
favorite
in
scene.
Phantom Menace.
That's the one I'm watching.
Yeah, I saw Anakin versus Obi-Wan. You can't fool me. Are you?
I have two.
How did you get your hands on Topher Grace's edit of the prequels that goes in reverse? How did you get that?
Because she has a secret. I am Topher Grace.
Oh my God, Topher Grace!
Now, what can I help you fellas with?
What?
Now, what can I help you fellas with? Do you still want my DVD player?
Yeah, I should just take that and you just well, you can leave that here and you just go away now.
Okay, I'm a big fan of the podcast, by the way.
Thanks. That's.
Do you guys need a guest?
Yeah, no, we're set.
You sure?
All set. Thank you. We don't.
I'm here all afternoon.
All set. Thank you. We don't need a guest.
I've seen the hill before.
Nope.
1,000 times.
Nope. It's okay. We're full. We are full up. You don't. You have prison guarding duty to.
I understand. It's because I was in Spider-Man 3, wasn't it?
No. In fact, that's our favorite thing you've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Your frosted tips.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Did you like the church monologue?
This bit is going on too long. Can we just have your DVD player, Topher Grace, mister? Please, I have to pee.
Well, there is a toilet in your cell.
And if you
I don't know why I sound like this, by the way. I'm sorry. I have a cold.
give us DVD player.
I'm gonna remember this, okay? Enjoy
Yeah.
your DVD player, kiddos. I'll be back.
We'll give it back after we watch The Hill. It's only 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah, shorter than Star Wars.
Spider-Man 3 was...
Topher, you're making me blow out my audio here, okay? So while you figure out how long that movie...
Spider-Man 3 was 2 hours, 19 minutes.
Well, yes, shorter than Spider-Man 3. So we'll have it back in 0.9 Spider-Man 3s, okay?
Fine. Enjoy your podcast.
Thank you. All right.
I'm Topher Grace. Goodbye. I'm Topher Grace. I mentioned I'm Topher Grace. Okay.
October space.
I've also seen Hunt for Red October. Do you guys have a guest for that episode?
Nope, all set. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See you later.
All right,
Wow.
Mario, are you done playing with Legos here? I've been having a fight with Topher Grace.
Was that really Topher
dressed as
Grace?
Sean Connery, and I just really want to. All right, Mario, let's sit down.
Okay.
Mario, put the Legos down.
I'm building a chair
Mario?
out of Legos.
What are you building?
I'm building a chair out of Legos so I can sit down.
You're not gonna fit in that chair, Mario. It's a tiny little chair. He gave us like 400 Lego pieces. That's not gonna make anything.
I can make a suitable stool. Not the poop kind.
For a doll.
The center for ants.
Okay, all right. Yeah, whoa, Mario. We're not watching Zoolander here. We're watching The Hill, okay?
I heard Ben Stiller. No, I'm kidding.
This is what this podcast has devolved into at this point. Just us being trapped in various scenarios that we can't escape from due to cold or being trapped in the sky, or now we're in a prison cell. And, all right, you know what? Just put the Legos down. We're just going to watch The Hill, okay? DVD copy of The Hill begins now. That's a good movie.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah. All right, Topher. Topher.
Oh, yes.
You can go back here.
Did you guys call me?
Yeah, here's your DVD player back.
Oh, thanks.
All right, we're all done.
Oh, did you guys like the movie?
Yeah, we did. No need to discuss it any further. You can go back to your job now, Topher. Go back.
You sure?
Yep. No, we're all set, staff. Thanks.
You sure?
Yeah, all set. Yep, all good.
Absolutely sure.
Yep, we're good. Thanks.
I was Venom.
Yeah, I know you were.
I was also on that 70s show.
Yeah. So was. Yep. Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Nope. Yeah, we're good. Yep. Thank you.
Remember the song?
If you can just shut the door on your way out and bring back some snacks and sodas, and then also shut the
Okay.
door on your way out after that too. Thank you.
Of course. I think.
Thanks. Cool.
Remember when I was in Take Me Home Tonight? Remember that movie? That's a good movie.
Mario, help! Topher Grace is Mario, stop with the Legos.
These are so much fun. Look at these great Legos. I can make anything.
What? The second the movie is over, he's playing with Legos.
I made the gondola
Okay.
from Moonraker.
Oh, all right.
We could probably
Cool.
use this to get out of here.
Oh, hold on. You know what we can use to get some relief right now? Give me one of those Legos. I used to do this with my cat when I was a kid.
What?
Topher!
Oh, yes?
Hey, look. See what this is? Go get it! Go! All right, I think that got rid of him for a little bit.
All right, that'll distract him for at least
Yeah,
2
I used to do
hours.
that when I was a kid. I couldn't. I had a kitten that was vicious. This is a true story. Kitten that was really vicious. He was a real sweet kitten, but he was also just real vicious. And to go to the bathroom at night, I used to have to grab a Lego and throw it down the hallway, and he would chase it, and then I would run to the bathroom, and I would have to carry another Lego with me to do the same trick to get back to my room. That's ridiculous. Because he would just maul your feet and tear them up too, like really bad, like your feet would bleed. And we had to get rid of him. The ultimate sign that, like, we had to get rid of him was my dad got out of the shower one day, and before he got a chance to get the towel on him, the cat jumped on his back and latched in with his claws.
Oh my God. I got the hiccups now. That's the funniest thing I ever heard in my life.
And his name was Mister.
Mister. That's a scary way to live.
It was scary. He was a scary cat. He was sweet, but he was scary.
It's like the Batman games where they throw your batarang at like a pot to distract the guard and you have to run down. That's so funny. That's like a fucking video game.
I just drank a half gallon of water to recover.
What would you do if you had a Lego?
I always had Legos.
You
I was
just
a
have to
kid.
have one. It's always in your pocket.
I carried two with me. I'd find them the next day, you know.
Recover that.
They're usually big Legos.
You just throw like a fucking full like house made of Legos.
Just a Millennium Falcon.
Yes, the Falcon.
Smash.
That'll keep Mister busy for a while.
Come back, the cat's rebuilding it.
Anyways,
Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus.
I'm Dylan Titus.
I'm Mario Lima.
And this is Ben.
Connery Curious.
All right. Mario Lima,
Dylan Titus.
welcome to another episode. I always welcome you like it's my podcast, but it's our podcast.
Yeah.
Folks, Mario Lima and I welcome you, the listener, to Connery Curious.
The podcast where each week we review one of the many films in the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Poirot.
No. Poirot. Squid Poirot.
We are in person today,
Yes.
which always makes for a fun episode. And we kind of have a limited time frame because, should we tell them why we kind of have a limited time frame?
I guess, yeah. 'Cause I have to go home and...
Well, no, not that. Well, you have to be out of here by a certain time. But the reason is because we spent most of the day
Oh. Okay, we'll tease.
tease.
We'll
We spent
tease.
most of the day teasing each other.
Yes. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we worked on something I've been working on for a bit, and we'll be releasing at some point, and I think people will enjoy it. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So,
What
yeah.
kind of thing might it be, if you want to say?
I'll leave them guessing.
Okay.
It's a type of media. I'll say that.
Type of media to be enjoyed by one's senses.
Yes, it could be anything. Could be
Anything.
audio, visual. It could be scented.
It could be a wind.
I'm selling canned wind. That's my. Well, cat's out of the bag. Mister is out of the bag.
You get one. You open the can. That's it.
You gotta
That's
savor
all
it.
it does. No matter the size of the can.
It's a little bit of air. But yeah, some fun stuff coming around the bend. maybe not by this year. Maybe by next year. Who knows?
Who knows?
It's
But
gonna be cool.
good things coming.
Cool.
Mario and I are working on a special project
Yes.
outside of Connery Curious.
Yes.
All right, but anyway, welcome, folks, to Connery Curious. We're only 15 minutes in-ish to this episode, I think, and the point is we are talking about 1965's The Hill, directed by Sidney Lumet, starring Sean Connery, and let's see who else is in this amazing cast here. Ian Bannen, Harry Andrews, Alfred Lynch, Ossie Davis, Roy Kinnear, Jack Watson, Ian Hendry, and Michael Redgrave.
Great cast.
Great cast.
Although, what's his name? Of course, I'm terrible with names. So the big guy,
They're all pretty big. They're military.
the fat guy,
Oh, Roy Kinnear.
Roy Kinnear. The only thing I know him from is Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
Do you know what else you'll know him from?
From what?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's right. He's one of the dads.
He's Mr. Salt.
So two. It's okay. Two things.
And have you seen the film Help?
No.
He's in Help.
Oh no shit.
The Beatles Help. As one of the mad scientists, or not mad scientists, excuse me, but scientists that is attempting to remove the sacrificial ring from Ringo's finger.
That's right. But yeah, that's all I know. So he's the only other face I recognize. Although, I kept thinking that the one who ends up passing away in the cell,
Stevens.
I kept thinking he was somebody else. Like his face looked so familiar, but he wasn't who I thought he was.
I have a note about that. That Stevens, in his death, looks like Daniel Craig.
I'm trying to think.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. If you guys haven't seen the movie, what are you doing?
All right, so well then, shall we do as we normally do and go through the plot of the film?
I think so.
Yeah. We'll do what we normally do here, and you usually give the Rotten Tomatoes score. You want to go ahead and do that?
Put my binoculars on here. The Hill, 1965. According to the Tomato Meter, it was given a 71%, but the audience score put it over with 92%.
Keep in mind the Tomato Meter is only 7 reviews, while the audience score is over 2,500.
Yeah.
So, I think the audience score is more correct.
Is this considered a cult film, or is it just a really?
I think this is considered a classic film.
Yeah, because I feel like I've heard about it, but not that much. Maybe I'm just in a hole or something.
Not the opposite of a hill.
The hole. I'm in the sequel called The Hole. Well, actually, it's funny. Me and Alicia, my lovely wife, watched this together, and we actually compared this movie to Holes.
Really? I've never seen Holes. I've heard it's fantastic.
It's a good movie, but it's very, especially the first act of the film, gave me Holes vibes. It's because it is because it's the opposite. That's why you say that, because
it's adults.
They're adults. But yeah, the punishment in the hill is you got to go up and down the hill. The punishment for the kids in Holes, they got to go in a desert and dig holes.
Yeah.
So it really is an opposite thing. It's really interesting. But yeah, I totally recommend Holes if you want to see it. But
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's really
a lot of people have recommended it to me.
Yeah, everything I saw it, when it came out, we read the book. I forget the comparison of the book in the movie. I've never heard negative things about it, but yeah, it's a very good film.
Yeah, excuse me. God, I'm tired in this cell. I've been here.
We've been here for
hot diggity. I mean, and also those drinks are I'm still gonna get the Vespers Martinis haze. Excuse me. So Mario, what'd you think of this film?
I really did like it.
You really did or didn't?
I really did.
Okay. Well, let's also address the thing. We had an accidental spin last week.
We almost had another one here today too.
Yeah.
Then you hit the refresh button.
I hit the refresh button just in time.
Imagine destroying the wheel. It's like, oh no.
We come back and there's nothing on it.
Yeah. It's like, what happened?
I have to go back through and
All the
eliminate.
pieces are on the floor. We have to put them together.
Toss one out so the cat. So we had an accidental wheel spin last week, and we landed on "You Only Live Twice."
Twice.
Now, last week's episode was Goldfinger.
Yeah.
And oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. The accidental spin was The Hill.
Yep.
Yes. And because it was an accidental spin, we agreed to spin again. And that spin, being the official one, was You Only Live Twice. And I argued a veto, and he made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
You come to me today, the day of my daughter's wedding.
The tiniest Godfather.
You come to me today, the day of my daughter's wedding. You come to me today, the day of my daughter's wedding. You asked me for no better.
He's like, it's like the mouse Godfather from the Animaniacs. The one that's all he would say. No, he was a pigeon, the God pigeon.
Oh my God!
He had a little tuxedo on. He just came in.
The God pigeon has spoken.
He doesn't like you on our telephone wires here.
And also, I am a tiny godfather.
The tiniest in the world. So small, even. Anyways.
It seems like on the films we really love, it's kind of hard to take the episode seriously, especially when we're together. Anyway, so I said that rather than do You Only Live Twice, because we just did Goldfinger, and You Only Live Twice is not my favorite Connery Bond. And I also remembered that I watched it recently before we did the podcast, before we started the podcast. So, more than 13 weeks ago, but still recently, within a year.
Recently enough.
Within a year's time, I have watched You Only Live Twice. So I think to give it some distance, watch We'll Spin the Wheel. It fucking lands on You Only Live Twice.
You will watch this movie.
But also, shortly after Connery died, I watched The Hill, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, we just got to watch The Hill. It's so good. So, and after a flipping of the coin, the coin decided The Hill. So we went with The Hill. Mario, are you glad you watched The Hill instead of You Only Live Twice?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me phrase that as two different questions. Are you glad you watched The Hill?
Yes.
Are you glad you watched it instead of You Only Live Twice this week?
I'm like half and half.
Yeah.
Just because, I think it's because I'm just so, we got the one sip, and I'm like, I'm still thirsty, and I want another Bond movie, so I think that's why I was so rabid last week, where I was like, give me another Bond movie. But no, I am glad, because I'm glad at least that we got a good replacement. Like, I wouldn't have been happy if we, had Action Tiger as a replacement instead of this movie. So I am pleased. This was a great movie. We'll talk about scores later in the episode. But yeah, I am glad we watched it. Absolutely.
Now, on that note, actually, filming began on September 14th, 1964 in Almeria, Spain. As a result, Sir Sean Connery was unable to attend the premiere of Goldfinger, on which he had just completed work.
He wasn't the premiere?
He wasn't. According to this, but...
No, because there's footage of him...
Maybe? I don't know.
Oh, maybe that was the London premiere? There's all that footage of him, he's in, the DB5, and he comes out, and they use that footage for, some other film.
Well, let's see. Maybe it was...
Like maybe he went to the London
Because
premiere.
premiered the 17th and the 18th. So maybe it was the U.S. premiere. Because that was in
maybe.
December. So maybe it finished filming. When did production finish on the Hill? Started September 8th, 1964. Doesn't say how long the filming went on for. But I can imagine it was only a couple of months.
So how
A month
fitting.
maybe.
How fitting that we did Goldfinger and then we got
The film he shot right after it.
fresh off of Goldfinger Connery.
So I think that karmically it works out a little more. Universally.
Yeah.
More water.
That's interesting that he didn't go to the premiere though. That's crazy.
So, excuse me. Should we just go through the wiki?
Let's do it.
In a British Army glasshouse, a military prison in the Libyan desert, prisoners convicted of service offenses such as insubordination, being drunk while on duty, going AWOL, or petty theft are subjected to repetitive drill routines as a punishment in the blazing heat. Excuse me. The arrival of 5 new prisoners slowly leads to a clash with the camp authorities. One new NCO guard, Williams, who has also just arrived, employs excessive punishments, which include forcing the 5 newcomers to repeatedly climb a man-made hill in the center of the camp. When one dies, a power struggle erupts between brutal ex-civilian prison guard Staff Sergeant Williams, played by Ian Hendry, humane Staff Sergeant Harris, played by Ian Bannen, Regimental Sergeant Major Wilson, played by Harry Andrews. Those Vespers are still in my system. And the camp's medical officer, Michael Redgrave, as they struggle to run the camp in conflicting styles. Roberts, played by Sean Connery, is a former squadron sergeant major from the Royal Tank Regiment, convicted of assaulting his commanding officer, which he explains to his fellow inmates was because he was ordered to lead his men in a senseless suicidal attack. Roberts openly scorns Williams' brutality and serves as a challenge to his authority. Like Roberts, the RSM is a career soldier. Harry Andrews Wilson, the head of the camp, is a career soldier and commands authority within the prison in which he is working. However, he is realistic about his role, stating, "No one's going to pin a medal on us." He sees his duty to be as important as any other, that of breaking down failed soldiers, then building them back up again, into his words, into men. The other members of Robert's group are McGrath, a hard Yorkshireman serving his sentence for drunkenness, fighting and assaulting members of the military police. Army office clerk Stevens, a timid and naive man jailed for going AWOL. Bartlett, a spiv. What is a spiv? I'm going to click on this here. A spiv is a slang for a petty criminal who deals in illicit, typically black market goods. Who shirks active service and has been jailed for selling army vehicle tires to the Arabs, and the light-hearted king, and the light-hearted king, a West Indian soldier, serving a sentence for stealing 3 bottles of whiskey from the sergeant's mess and being drunk and disorderly. Wait a second. Is that the guy that... That's that guy I stole the whiskey with.
Uh-huh.
Mario, do you think... Mario, are they going to make us run up that hill?
I hope not.
Okay.
If I could only make a deal with God.
Is that a reference to something?
No, I just came up with it.
Oh, I like it.
Thanks.
Keep it. Tattoo it on me.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that's a good place to take a little break and start talking about the film. I love the opening shot of this film.
I was wondering, how do you think they shot that?
Well, the camera car tracks can be seen in the.
But was it?
It was a car.
I would say, but it was extended enough to be in the back behind that building.
I'll show you.
Because I was shocked at how wide the angle was. I couldn't even see the tracks.
See those 2 tracks there? All right. And now you open the gate and you close the gate. And so it's a crane with the car. The car has a crane coming off the back of it. And on
Is
top
that a
of
gate there?
Yes, but they open the gate.
Okay.
While it's out of frame, the gate is open. And once the car is through, the gate is closed.
Okay.
And
see, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't notice that was the actual gate.
see the tire tracks here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed it this time. I didn't notice it the first time I was watching the film, but
Okay. lot
this
of
time
cool
around.
shots.
Some absolutely amazing cinematography. Who is the cinematographer of this film? Oswald Morris is the director of photography on this film.
Fucking killed it, dude.
Absolutely amazing work. Sidney Lumet loves working with incredibly talented cinematographers and crafting long shots. So I took notes of those. The first shot, the first tracking shot there, the very first shot of the film is 2 minutes and 25 seconds, uncut. Then, we get Sean Connery at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. That's the first time we see him, and the first time we really see him and we really are with his character is 10 minutes and 42 seconds. These are the kind of notes I take on these films.
Interesting, because I must have missed the 3-minute one because I had him at 7 minutes.
Okay. So the 3 minutes is the first time we actually see him. He's in the car being driven there. He's got his hand cuffed to the rail of the car.
Okay.
And then the first time we actually hear him speak is 10:42.
Wow, you blink, you miss some stuff. That's crazy.
Yes, it's just one shot because we get one shot of each of the prisoners. We start with 2 men being released. Was that not the tensest scene to start with? I thought they were gonna get like shot as they were leaving or something. I was expecting some horrible cruelty.
It reminded me of The Spy Who Loved Me when like if the guy's shaking
Right.
hands with the helicopter and then the helicopter flows
Yeah.
up. It's like what's gonna happen? A lot of tense scenes in this film.
That
But
and
was
kind of
one.
Shawshank, like with you've seen Shawshank, yes?
I haven't seen it in years, but yeah.
The kid who knows that Andy Dufresne wasn't the killer
Oh yeah.
and the way he is handled. Yeah. Very tense. But I'm glad that those 2 guys get released from the prison and just can go about their day.
Yeah, just do their thing.
And they just shake each other's hands all happy about it.
We should cut The Spy Who Loved Me. Like she and
All right. And then the the helicopter blows up. So I really love we get this scene of Ian Hendry as that's Williams. I'm sorry. Harry Andrews plays Wilson. They're all just white British men. So they all kind of blend together. Anyway, Harry Andrews as Regimental Sergeant Major Wilson is giving his introductory speech. And he brings up the commandant. You only talk to the commandant for serious matters, and it cuts to him like getting out of bed with an escort, or not escort, excuse me, a sex worker. You know what I'm saying? I like that they twice cut to him, just like that's what he's just doing. He's just everyone knows it.
Oh yeah.
And there's a moment later when all the prisoners are out and like we'll bring you to the commandant, and it was like ooh, they know he's just a horny old weirdo.
Yeah.
Then we get another long shot. This shot goes on from 10:21 to 15:21. This is a 5-minute unending shot of Wilson interrogating the prisoners, like getting to know them and just giving them shit and listing their crimes and what they're there for, getting to know all the characters. And it's 5 minutes uncut. It is pure theater.
Connery is like stoic. Just
Well,
he's
we
the
get to him
only one.
last.
Yeah, but he's the only one like not moving because everyone has their quirks. Like some of them, like kind of looking around, kind of nervous. He's just like at attention, and he looks like $1,000,000. So like makes sense as after Goldfinger. That's when he looked his best in my opinion, and from Rushwood Love, even Doctor No. But yeah, he just looks like $1,000,000, and he's just like just stoic again. Fantastic. But
When we get to him, he gives a witty line pretty much from the get. It's like, see that hill? Yeah, pretty sure I saw snow on top.
oh yeah, it's like, anything else you want to say? He's like, that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
I love that. Just like, that's all I want to say, man. That's it.
While we're quoting him here, I will say the SH, it's a 1.
Yeah, it's clear.
Pretty low. Yeah, and I think he's just taking this role seriously.
Yeah, like it was like that next to. What was the other one I was really stunned by his performance? Probably Molly Maguire's.
Yeah.
Just like.
Last week I said that this was going to be an episode very similar to Molly Maguire's. Do you see what I was talking about?
Yeah, very much so.
Fighting against a corrupt system.
Yeah.
And he's leading a team of a couple of men, like not really leading them, but managing, like managing their egos, and like Anthony Zerbe is kind of like McGrath in this, There's some parallels to some of the characters.
Yeah, for sure.
My next notes are King is unshakable and a king. King's awesome.
He is.
Is this your pornography or whatever? It's like, oh, that's Willie, always dropping me in it. He's clever. Just wanted to know how A1 I was, or just wanted to see my secret weapon. I forget the exact line. I'll punch it in.
Medical inspection. Man, the only place that crazy doctor inspected.
Stop talking.
How are you gonna know I A1? By only just looking at my secret weapon.
But yeah, King's great, and it just the jokes about.
And like, yeah, and him in the end too was just like, we'll get to it, but like his kind of like rebellion and wanting to leave the army, just hilarious. Him barging into the office.
Forrest, sit down. Don't stand up for me. I jog in me right. I recommend this brand. But I cannot recommend your hotel, Horace. The service is lousy. Stuff.
Sir! He's round the bend, sir. I can't do anything with him.
You don't like the hotel?
Not since one of the guests died, no.
Who died?
George Stevens! Williams murdered him!
I wasn't pleased with the hotel service here.
That
and all that.
might be my favorite scene in the whole film.
Me too.
He is gold in that scene. He is playing it so racist caricature on purpose. Like, he's like, you're just going to go in your underwear? He's like, yeah, unless you have, like, a hat or a bone to put through my nose. Like, that's all you seem to see me as. And he goes in there, he's like tearing up the garden and like has it in his mouth, the sticks in his mouth.
Kind of like how Topher Grace acted with the Lego earlier.
Yeah. Oh shit, he's coming back. Mario, grab another Lego. Grab another Lego. Get there. Get. See, Topher. Get it. Go.
Ooh. And Topher's crazy. Jesus.
Topher's craze. Topher craze.
Topher bad. Anyways.
Yeah, Topher not graceful.
Yeah,
Topher had to be scared off of a Lego.
Yeah, besides, if I was to rank the characters in this, I mean, Connery's number one because it's Connery. But yeah, King is like
King's the second best character in this movie. He's amazing.
Yeah, I love him so much.
That scene is definitely the best when he has just completely both lost his mind and his patience, and yeah, just he enters the commandant's office, grabs a cigarette, lights it, plops himself down on the couch. And Horace. The way Horace. Like he's an old friend. Like he's just
sit down.
No, Horace, don't stand on my occasion. I've abandoned my rank. Like, oh, so good.
No, he's just I was just shocked that how they just let him do all this for the most part.
Well, Harris was, because Harris is sympathetic to the whole thing. And the look on Harris's face when it cuts back to him, he is like actively trying not to fucking laugh. He is stifling that in. He thinks this is great. And then when the commandant turns to him, he's like, "Sir, he's gone crazy. I can't control him." So good.
He's out of control.
He's around the bend. So good. And then just the way he coldly ends it. Horace. Williams killed Stevens. So good.
Man, that was tense too. That whole story beat.
Yeah. So shall we? Let's get more into it.
Let's do it.
Let's get more into it. Staff Sergeant Williams' ambition is matched only by his cruel treatment of the prisoners. He seeks to use their suffering as a means for promotion. When Roberts is accused of cowardice, he asks Staff Sergeant Williams, "And what are you supposed to be, a brave man in a permanent base job?" The RSM also... This is a weird Wikipedia summary. Okay, all right. Sorry. The RSM also questions Williams' motives for getting out of London, as in another scene he slyly mentions the fact that the Germans were bombing the UK, including the civilian prisons Williams worked at, just as Williams was volunteering for prison duty in Africa. Sergeant Williams openly admits that he is trying to impress the RSM by showing that he has got what it takes to do the job and attempts to undermine the RSM with a late-night drinking contest. Okay, this is giving context to a lot of things in the film. Staff Sergeant Harris is the conscience of the prison who sympathizes with the men and really wants no part of his being there. The RSM believes that Harris is far too lenient. The officers, both the CO, Norman Bird, which one was he? Oh, okay. That's the commandant. And the medical officer take their duties casually. And as Roberts points out, everyone here is doing time, even the screws, the prison officers. That is a great line. Everyone here is doing time. No one is there because they want to be. Only Wilson seems to want to be there. When the medical officer confronts the RSM with the claims that Stevens' punishment is too severe, the RSM turns around and blames the MO, as it was he who passed Stevens as fit for punishment. Williams is a bully and a coward and singles out Bartlett and Stevens, who are the two weakest members of the group, particularly Stevens. Stevens finally loses his mind and dies of heat exhaustion after repeated and unwarranted punishment by Williams, and the whole prison riots in protests. Roberts openly accuses Staff Sergeant Williams of murdering Stevens. King corroborates the story. However, this results in both being punished. Okay, I think let's take it from here, I guess. So Stevens' punishment is... So these prisoners are just meant to run up and down this hill. Up one side and down the other and back. Over and over and over. And there's that beautiful scene of Harris going out in the middle of the night and trying it. And he can't make it twice over that hill, up and back. He makes it up and back. And then going up the third time, he can't do it. Yeah. And that is when it hits him. He's like, I can't be part of this anymore. I got to look out for these guys.
Well, is that the same... When he's wearing the gas mask, that's different.
So that's Stevens. That's
all right. Yeah.
That scene is horrifying, and it's shot so terrifyingly. The way it keeps cutting between his perspective and him running, between third person and first person. Yeah.
Which that was a cool shot too. I'm curious about how
cinematography.
this reminds me of I've seen behind the scenes of Spielberg shooting E.T. and the
Or
scene-
Halloween.
or Halloween with the sheet over his head and going through. And he sees Yoda,
Yeah.
the little Yoda thing, and it's funny to see that you see Steven with the camera behind the scenes with a ghost sheet, and it's just really. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious about how they must just put the mask
Well,
on.
they
the thing.
must have made a lens cover that was
just kind of
the shape of those
or
eyeballs.
that too. Yeah. But yeah, I was just there's some of these again. I think I mentioned this in the show before. Just it's always cool to see like camera angles and camera magic done that feels like it's before its time. It maybe isn't, but just like this.
Well, when you don't have special effects, this is your special effect.
Yeah.
The camera is your effect. That is. There's no CGI. There's no. The first computer-assisted special effect was Man with a Golden Gun.
Yeah.
Not till 11 years later, and that. Or that was a computer-assisted stunt. But you know what I mean? All you had was the camera to do tricks with. And light. The camera and light.
Yeah.
And mirrors.
Yeah, but simple stuff like the dialogue scenes, and you're Connery's looking at the camera talking to you, and then you cut back to the other person talking. It's I felt it was this tense, and I don't know why. It just I'm I've never seen that in an older movie before, and just it really took me back, and surprised me.
One of my favorite moments of camera work in the whole thing is when Connery has the broken foot, and Wilson is marching him out into the middle of the prison, and they're just arguing, and Connery's going, no, you listen, and it's these dirty handheld shots of wind whipping up, and it's just close up on their faces, and then all of a sudden, hard cut, big open wide shot, camera is way far back, you can see the whole prison, and everyone is standing silently, and it's clean, and every shot from then on is clean and precise and measured and not dirty at all. And it's this argument was small and dirty, and then in the reality of it is everyone has gone silent, just paying attention to this, and it's a stark scene.
Yeah.
The camera
So good.
work is a character in this film all its own. There is one moment where you can see the shadow of the camera, and it is when they're running up the hill, and the camera is at the top of the hill, and it swivels around as they run up and go. It's a full 360 shot, and you can see the shadow of the camera, but it's not anyone's fault. It's amazing. It's amazing camera work. Who cares?
Yeah, seriously.
The first run up the hill, the first time our 5 main characters run up the hill, I'm exhausted, and I was sitting here in this chair watching the movie. Did you also get exhausted?
Yeah, just especially with the back to the gas mask scene too. That made me feel exhausted because it's kind of you look at it like anything, and you're kind of that doesn't look that bad. But then you see the actual size of it and people actually on it. I'm like, okay, shit, that probably, and how steep it is. I would break a leg. I get tired just going up my driveway. I have a really steep driveway. Yeah, it's just that. That is insane because it's such a simple yet effective punishment.
Yeah.
It's just it's one thing to be I used to do sports in school, and just having your coach be you know what, run 20 laps because you guys pissed me off today or whatever. And that's kind of punishment too, but that's not as bad as, it's one thing to run around in circles.
It's an even plane.
Yeah, when you're going up and down.
And carrying their packs.
Yeah, the packs.
They're still carrying their, probably, 20 pounds, 30 pounds?
At least. It's insane. And so, going up is very different than going down, for sure. Even going up and downstairs. You'd rather go downstairs than upstairs. I can only imagine, because then you immediately have to go back up again. Yeah, that's just way too intense. It's crazy, and like it made me exhausted and like and just happy to be where I am. Jesus.
Yes, it was exhausting to watch and horrifying too. Like they were doing it, and you'd know that Sidney Lumet is like, we're doing this all in one shot. Everyone just do it.
And it's so
Have
hot.
fun.
Like they even mentioned a couple times of like them. Someone mentioned they were in one of the cells, and they're like, "It's like an oven in here."
Yeah, the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor can't stand it for 5 minutes.
Yeah. And they're
I
like all
love
fine.
those little moments where it's small hints that the people inflicting this punishment are in no way capable of taking it.
Yeah.
So, where was okay, temperatures went above 114 degrees, and nearly all the cast and crew became ill, even though thousands of gallons of fresh water were brought in.
Oh.
Though many people associated with the production had regarded the filming as pleasant, despite the difficult conditions.
Where did they shoot?
Almeria, Spain.
Okay.
An old Spanish fort in Malagant. The Hill did not perform well in cinemas, though it received excellent reviews.
Huh.
And it was published as a story, as a novel, in 1965 as well. So, oh wow, the film was based on a screenplay by Ray Rigby, who wrote for TV and had spent time in a military prison.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Okay, let's keep going here. The RSM has the experience to deal with a potentially violent situation. Hi, Mia.
Hello.
Oh,
So small. Why are you so small?
my beautiful daughter, cat Mia, has
Oh.
entered. Yes, I refer to my cat as my daughter. The RSM has the experience to deal with a potentially violent situation. Firstly, by stating that the ringleaders will be charged with a mutiny, an offense punishable by death. Who are the ringleaders? Shouts one prisoner. The RSM replies, every fifth man. Woof. The RSM, thus gaining control, eases the situation, whereby the prisoners willingly break up the revolt. Meanwhile, with the help of two prison guard corporals, Williams beats up Roberts in an empty cell. Roberts suffers a broken foot, and Harris gets him carried to see the medical officer. The RSM intervenes and orders Roberts to march despite his injury. King again protests, and after being subjected to racial abuse by the RSM, refuses to wear the uniform or acknowledge any form of army discipline. The MO and Staff Sergeant Harris insist on reporting the abuses at the camp, whilst the RSM and Williams join forces in an attempt to intimidate them into backing down. The injured Roberts is left alone in the cell, and Williams remains behind. He then prepares to administer one final, perhaps fatal beating to Roberts, when King and McGrath enter the cell, proceed to attack Williams, and are heard to severely beat him off camera. Roberts pleads with them to stop, knowing that if prisoners beat up a prison officer, any case they may have had against him is lost.
Man, you're gonna muck it up like that was. Oh my God.
And the lock clanging when the words "the end" come up. They're there forever.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to you off record. So I watched this with my wife, and she was like really into it. Like I was looking over, and she was just like engaged. And
As a good film should do.
Yeah, and then when that happened, she just I just heard her go, just dropped her arms like, "That's it? That's how it ends?" I'm like, yeah, that's how it ends. It's like, that's bullshit. They brought us here and they just left us like this. I'm like, that's what's up. Not all films can have a happy ending, hon.
No, this one does not have a happy end, and it's very similar to the Molly Maguires.
Yeah,
their sentences have been.
Well, I understand
sealed.
that the comparison there, because like at least you got, I don't know, because you got more of a payoff. Like you didn't see the hanging,
But you knew they were going to die.
Yeah, but you
but
had
what
that
are they
nice-
going to do in that? They're going to be there for the rest of their lives.
Yeah,
They're going to be in that prison the rest of their lives.
yeah. So like that was
if not killed,
necessary.
and probably run up and down that hill until they die.
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a fucking shot too, to them on the hill. But no, that was just like, it's shocking. I had to rewind and watch it again just because like it's the last shot, just Connery's face, and just like you don't see him emotional that much.
He's heartbroken. He starts to cry.
Yeah,
He knows it's over.
they're going to muck it up and like that. Like man, it was very intense, and we'll talk about Connery ratings later, but
Yeah.
fantastic.
So that covers the whole plot. I'm gonna go through my notes.
Yeah,
Does
hit
that
us.
work? And we can
Yeah.
just discuss some of the things we noticed.
Yeah, how many pages you got?
Less than one.
Oh, nice. Run through it.
When I really love a film, I don't take as many notes. Though, Sword of the Valiant, I did take 2 pages of notes.
It's our favorite movie.
All right. So, at 29:40, Wilson. Wilson. Excuse me. Goes to like wash up, and somebody helps him change. Like a servant helps him put on a new shirt, and he's whistling, and he can't whistle, but he keeps whistling.
That's how my grandpa used to whistle. It's like, it sounded like he was blowing into a bottle. It's hilarious, and I adopted that whistle too. I'll do it all the way. That's how he whistled. It was hilarious.
Whistle a tune.
Like a little bit of tone in there, like yeah. he would eat while he whistled. Speaking of the showers, I did like that little laugh of like the washing up. It's like, no, don't turn that one on. That's the gas.
It's the gas. There's some genuinely great laughs in this film.
There is.
And
what's his name? The big guy. I forget the actor's name. The fat
Roy
guy.
Kinnear.
Like he's our comic relief, and like
Sort of.
for the most part.
Everyone's got a moment of comic relief. King is hilarious.
Yeah.
Roy Kinnear as Bartlett is hilarious.
Yeah.
But they're all for different reasons. And Connery is just he's
very dry.
Yeah,
but, like,
that gas line is great. He's always got great. I saw snow at the top. He's got some great witticisms but not like trying to be funny. The gas line is definitely to make people laugh.
Yeah.
It's a great moment. I have a note about that. That turns on the gas. So, yes, the Wilson can't whistle. Roy Kinnear irks me. He starts to irk me a little bit. Ultimately, he's responsible for Stephen's death. He's the one that he starts yelling out orders and stops, and he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop yelling out the orders, and everyone's laughing along with him. He ultimately kills Stevens.
Yeah. Can I mention that's probably the hardest I've seen Connery laugh?
Yeah.
On screen.
That and the sand fight. That was great when the shovels are in the hill and they go up to douse Connery and he's like starts throwing sand at them and everyone just starts having a sand fight and they're all cracking up.
You gotta play that song from Top Gun. Playing with the boys.
Okay. This might be a okay time to transition into this note. Did you get a hint of a gay threat from Harris to Stevens?
Yeah.
He's like, he's painting the wall.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not supposed. The king would have a fit if he found out you were dirtying up his walls. He's like, you're not supposed to be here, Stevens. You know what I mean? Like it.
Well, because he calls him queer, and he says, "I'm not queer."
Well, no, Wilson does, but Harris, the sympathetic one,
Yeah.
the sympathetic guard, seems to be like coming on to him in a kind of way.
Yeah.
I'll put in the audio here so you can kind of hear what I'm talking about.
We had a queer in here a few weeks back.
I'm not queer.
No, why don't you listen, eh? That nanny had a way with her. She sang and she laughed all day, huh? Put her over the hill and she went into a dance routine. Better than those belly dancers in the cabarets. She wasn't any stronger than you, but she knew how to survive. And that's what you got to learn in this army. You got to learn how to, how to survive. Yeah?
And then it kind of ends with him putting his nightstick up to his mouth.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely
like if you, I didn't catch it the first time I watched the movie a couple years ago, but this time it really hit me and stood out. I'm like, is he like asking for a sexual favor in turn for?
Yeah, what's the line at the end
protection?
when he walks away? It's something along the lines of like, we do what we have to, we do what we must, or something like that.
He doesn't leave the scene though. The scene ends with both of them, and then just cuts.
Also, maybe something went down.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like, look, I'm lonely out here. People already call you the queer one. This is not where I wanted this conversation to go, but it's like something I wanted to address in the film.
But it's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's like, and he just keeps saying, he's like, I have a wife. Roy. The reason Roy Kinnear irks me is because he almost ruins his wife's photo.
Yeah.
Just like making a jerk off joke, and the photo's wet, and he almost rips it. It's like, but I wonder if that was Harris. Yeah, was he coming on to him or something? I don't know. Was he saying like, look,
I definitely got that.
Take care of me here, and I'll take care of you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So not only has Stevens had to go through this horrible punishment, but he's had to like, go against his own sexuality too,
Possibly.
Okay. Go ahead and skip with your food. Everyone just keep skipping while you hold an open tray with your food and liquid. Everyone just skip. skip. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Spilling food along the way. These cells are a mess. Well, I wonder why. Okay. They have so many opportunities to lock the staff in.
Yeah.
So many times where the staff like makes them leave the room and the staff is the last one in the cell. Turn around, lock the staff in. There's so many prisoners there and so few staff. And all they have are nightsticks and the water hoses. And they have 2 water hoses. And only one person can hold the water hose. Like, that prison should be overrun in a hot minute.
I think the whole thing is... It's one of those... Because I noticed that too, where it's like, I'm like, there's not like a lot of... Like, there's a threat, but like, we talk about King at the end and how it's like... They didn't really do anything. Like, any other movie, he would have just got tackled by like 5 guards and like brought back, but it's kind of let him do it, because there's not really much threat. And I guess.
At the commandant's office?
Yeah, like
the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, even when he's throw up the plants, and like no one's stopping him. There's like,
hey, your fellow prisoners are doing a hard work planting that. It looks pretty.
Yeah. Like
Sean Connery Gardens in this movie.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, we saw him cooking like a few movies ago,
and gardening in this one.
Now he's gardening.
He's a real man.
Yeah, I think we conveniently sure we're watching. So I always had to make a Harry Potter joke to Popper. I said, "Oh look, I'm pulling mandrakes." The screaming baby plants. But yeah, But I wonder if the whole thing is like
also to pop her. Like, she gets inflated. Like,
she
she starts blowing up like a balloon, and you're like, hold on, Harry Potter joke. Pop, and once it inflates back down to regular size.
I'm used to talking wrestling on my other podcast.
Is that a term in wrestling, to pop her?
Pop is like when, say, like a very popular superstar comes out, when the crowd cheers, that's the pop. When you're at a concert and the lights go down, big pop.
You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the world. Paul Stanley's Black Friend.
Anyways.
You got to have a black ace.
I don't even know what my point was. Oh, so I think because there's this like weird thing where it's like, there's no point overrunning me. You're not going to get far because they're kind of in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, where are they going to go?
You can get a car, sure, but how?
It's going to be a military car.
Yeah, and how far are you going to go? So I feel like it's one of those. It's like that. Not mutual respect, but just like, what's the point of me wasting my energy on like trying to tackle you, or you trying to escape, or you doing whatever the hell you want because you're just not going to get that far.
I feel like there's enough people there. But maybe okay. Connery makes the line that it says the line that he is only in the army because he wouldn't have made it in any civilian job, indicating that there's not a lot of intelligent people there. So maybe they wouldn't have had the wherewithal to organize a peaceful revolt. But it could have been done. You could have peacefully revolted, locked every prison employee staff in the cells. Peacefully. You could have done it peacefully and demanded better terms. Destroy the hill. Like, while everyone's locked up, be like, I would pull the rocks down from the side of the hill. Let that thing fall. Yeah. You know?
Is that how it was held up?
Yeah, the rocks on both sides.
Yeah, I was like, man, one good gust of wind is going to take that sandcastle down.
No, it's got the... See those rocks on the sides there?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Keeping that thing right up. Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably a layer of those rocks and then the sand built on top. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that lock the staff in. Sand fight, love that. I love the drunk staff scene. Why does Connery wash the walls after they smoke? To get rid of the smell of smoke? There's an open window.
Well, probably because you can stain like walls with smoke, and like they're not allowed to smoke.
Yeah.
If they get caught, they get fucked.
Which, another note on that is after Stevens dies, Harris drops a pack of cigarettes in there for him.
Oh, yeah.
As like here's just smoke. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you notice the boot shining when everyone's out in the prison yard? There's two people that are shining people's boots, and it's like prisoners too. It's not even like officers.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
They're shining the boots of prisoners.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's almost no rank, you know?
Yeah, everyone's... And even at the end, Connery's like, Williams has already taken over this place. Like, rank has gone to the wind. Yeah. And the medical officer is supposed to have rank of some kind, but no one's listening to him.
Yeah.
Note on that medical officer, played by Michael Redgrave. Sir Michael Redgrave, who we saw his daughter, Vanessa Redgrave, in Murder on the Orient Express.
Click her profile? Which one?
Find a younger picture of her.
Oh, sure, okay.
She is with Connery. She plays Miss Debenham.
That's right. Wow. Interesting connection.
Miss Debenham is not a woman. She's a lady.
She's a lady. To me, she's royalty.
She's always a woman to me. What else? Sergeant Harris has gone sand happy. I like that. Stevens in his death looks like Daniel Craig. The whole of the staff is so excited by... This is objective. This is my opinion. Not trying to insult anybody. But this is not a belly dancer that I think one person would go pay to see, let alone like 100 people. That is like your elderly grandmother. Like should be in a nursing home.
I've lost my charm. Yes, you have.
Yeah. Yes.
From where I'm standing, yes.
You certainly have, my dear. That is the least appealing belly dancer, I must say.
Side note, speaking of that scene, during our honeymoon, me and my wife, we went to Epcot. We did all Disney. So Epcot's like a bunch of like, there's like Italy, China, Japan, whatever. And they had like a little like, I think it was like India or I forgot where it was. But they had like belly dancers and stuff like that. I felt like I was in a Connery, in a Roger Moore movie. I feel like I should have been wearing like the tan suit, and like she had like a little charm on her thing. So I was like,
I've got to swallow that.
Yes, yeah, right away. I was like,
I've lost my charm.
Not from where I'm standing.
a lot of Roger Moore moments in Florida. But anyways,
More moments.
More moments. That's a good podcast there too. More moments.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to more movies in about 60 movies.
In 7 years.
Well, no, we'll be done with this in a year. If we do one per week, we'll be done in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, unless we want to start pumping out 2 a week.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, what else we got? Slow fans. There are lots of slow fans in this movie. In a place where I'm sure it is very hot, just have those fans turn at 1 mile an hour.
Like
That's fine.
It's the aesthetic. It's like every
Waste power.
Every mobster movie,
Right.
they always have the really slow fan, and like there's a room full of smoke. Like maybe we should turn it on a little higher to get the smoke out of it.
They don't even make fans that go that slow.
They just have a guy every 5 minutes is poking.
Yeah,
Sure,
just
it's still
push it.
Okay.
Fanboy.
He's a fanboy.
I love that Rory Kinnear keeps shit in the heel of his shoe. And then he has a slice of an orange. One, not even like a slice. Like if you cut it with a knife and sliced it thin. And he just sucks on it. And then he wraps it back up and puts it back in the heel of his shoe.
It's like the tracker from Goldfinger, but it's just
Right.
like he opens it, there's a slice of an orange inside, and he just sucks on it.
I'll combine those in some way.
This orange here is designed to fit in the heel of your shoe.
Connery puts or Q puts it in the shoe, and then Kinnear takes it out. It's an orange. Connery says, "You're all just gonna sit on your jacksies."
You hear that? Now you're going to sit on your jacksies and do nothing?
Jacksies.
Yeah, like that. I wrote that as a line. Everyone knows the commandant is a perv. McGrath is a true coward.
Yep.
McGrath is a real coward. Obviously, we all know that Bartlett's a coward. The whole time he's like, "Please, I want to just be moved from this cell. This sucks." But McGrath is the true coward. And then Connery gets the old fight trick. Williams is like, "You and me in a cell, 1-on-1." Connery's like, "Let's do it." And then he walks in there first. How could he be so dumb? How could he be so dumb? He walks in there first. He should have been like, "You go in. I'm gonna make sure no one's behind me." And then they break his foot. I love the shot of King. Oh, I said King was unbreakable. They broke King.
Yep.
They broke him. But they broke him in the best way because of the hotel scene. Horace. I love when he is strutting across the prison yard in his undies and everyone is like cheering and whistling at him and he's posing. Big like strong man Roman Greek god posing. Horace's hotel, best scene. And then my last note is the lock sound as the end comes up. That's clanging of the lock. It's not the end of our story, but it's the end of their hope.
Yeah.
They're not getting out. They are locked in forever.
Yeah.
And those are
Chilling.
my notes on the film. I think it's covered it. So,
Yeah. I mean,
keep this episode relatively short, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just...
I feel like, yeah, because this movie, there's like, as we always mention in our intro, as you mentioned in our intro, it's very subject of the times. It's like, has some suggestive moments.
Topher Grace watches Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the real intro of the podcast. Okay, my bad.
But
the one I do while you're sleeping.
yes,
Yeah.
and I usually wake up and I say, "Oh, Mario, it's time for the podcast."
Well, I
I'm
play
like,
that
okay.
music and it wakes you up.
Yeah, as soon as I heard the guitar, I wake up instantly. I'm ready to go. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like there's not much to really say. I think it was great. I have no complaints.
You had brought up the the warning we give at the beginning of the show was, what was that for? Is that like in reference to like, there's obviously some N-words in this.
Yeah, just the stuff the king goes through.
Yeah,
and just
there's
like
pretty racial stuff.
because in the beginning, I just hate like I mean he straight up say like you can't run with those boys, you're black, and I love how he responds. Oh, I'm aware of that, sir.
Yeah.
It's like I am black. So that's as far as
my secret weapon.
Yeah, so I think the fact that they played into it and like he was kind of like like he like stood up for himself. And he's like
the whole time, and Roy Kinnear is even like, you can't read, and he's like, what? Because I'm black, I'm ignorant too. Like,
yeah. So I think I enjoyed that, but like I could see obviously some touchy stuff there, and then like there's some intense scenes in here, but like other than that I have like there's no complaints.
There's iffy treatment towards women in the fact that there are 3 women in this movie, all of them are sexual. Like that's it. Like there's the 2 prostitutes that are in the commandant's bed,
and you see boobs
in different scenes.
You see a picture of boobs.
Yes.
So
it's literally women are only in this film as sex objects, and the belly dancer of questionable attraction.
Questionable belly dancing. But yeah,
I mean everyone's beautiful, but it was just watch the scene. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll be like, everyone is going crazy for this person.
Yeah.
Everyone, literally everyone's cool with this. Not one person is like not feeling this. Not really not. Everyone is cheering. Go, 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 go.
I mean, hey, everyone has their thing. I don't judge.
No, I'm not judging either, but it's an interesting scene. That's all.
Yeah, it's sorry to bring him up again, but Roger Moore, I think in Octopussy, when he's walking like by the pool or something, and all the girls are like gawking over him. I'm like, really?
Yes.
Like this is leathery Roger Moore.
Yes, Roger Moore, handsome man. But yeah, nobody would be gawking. My grandmother wouldn't be gawking over him.
Like Live and Let Die.
Yes,
sexy. Spy Who Loved Me. It's like still there, but starting to fail. After that, it's just like a view to a kill. It's like Jaws is more attractive.
And it's crazy to think like Daniel Craig is basically the same age and is pulling it off.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
I still think he's like 30 years old. He looks 30.
How old is Daniel Craig?
He's got to be close to 60. 50 something. No, maybe too much. 40 something. I don't know.
Daniel Craig, 55.
He's 55. Okay.
So he's 2 years younger than Roger Moore was, and he looks infinitely better. But also, it's a different time. It's a completely different time.
Yeah.
Different healthcare, different way people take care of themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are correct. In that movie, people are gawking at him as if he is still James Bond, the sexiest spy in the world, and he's not.
It's like the awkward kissing. It's just like his kiss.
It's unpleasant.
Yeah, it's like I rather at least like Pierce Brosnan had a little bit of like it was a little bit aggressive and a little sexy.
But it's still Pierce Brosnan's an attractive man.
Yeah,
and I think everyone will agree.
Yeah, Pierce is still attractive.
Yeah.
So
I think my take on the scene is valid, right?
Yeah. No. I agree with you. It's just.
Okay.
I know. I just don't want to sound mean, but like I think
it's not me being mean.
But no, I think the world would agree that's probably not the
That's not the military entertainment that you're hoping for. Like, I was hoping we'd get a USO show.
I was like, when you register to be a this is some requirement.
I don't think there's no registration, but I think when you register to be in the military, you might hope that there's like some kind of military entertainment show for you. Being troops overseas or something, I don't know. Like, okay, they're at least gonna make sure we're not bored out of our tits, And to that, I really thought that it was funny when Harris is cracking jokes in the big prison riot scene when everyone's out in the common hall. Harris is, shall I organize this? You should have been a music hall comic.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe I should have. Do I have permission to organize a smoking concert for the inmates? And everyone's just cracking up.
You have a light?
It's like, I'll strap a pack on your back and have you over that hill if I catch you smoking. And everyone laughs at that too. Like, the tension is so thick that it's like the gas is so thick in the room that any spark to create laughter creates laughter.
Yeah.
Even
and they sing about him.
Yeah.
Like you got to go and look up the captions for that scene. But it's like legitimately, like they're singing. It's like something along the lines of like, oh, thank you. What's his name?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Sergeant
It's
Wilson.
like, thank you, Sir Wilson. I'm going something. Tuck me in at night. Blah
Yeah.
blah. Wake me in the morning. Like they're
Before
like,
you go.
but like they have a song and they're all in unison, like singing the song. Like this is obviously it's like a song that's like he must have wrote for them or something. But it's like interesting because
Sing me this song.
I'm reading the subtitles. I'm like, wow, they're like me and Alicia were laughing. They're like singing to him like it's like I'm off to bed, thank you, sir, something like that. And it's just really funny, and I'm like, wow, they're like. So I'm like, I guess there's a respect for him,
or just
I don't
well,
know.
maybe just like a we're all doing time in here kind of thing. Like none of us want to be here. You're clearly getting some kind of pleasure out of it.
It's kind of like singing about your principal in high school.
Yeah,
It's
if he
just
was a
like,
shitty principal.
yeah, So I just thought that was very, very fascinating. But
Yeah,
you know.
that scene is good.
Yeah,
That
I
scene
like
is
I like
good.
that scene of like on the ground, and we're getting the one shot of like above of all the rafter, all the like upper cells. There's like one shot, and it ends up like behind his legs. You know that
Yeah,
shot I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? Like you're looking up, and it's like that's all one shot. I'm like, man, like these guys are like on the ground getting this shot. And I'm like,
The amount of times in this movie you realize too late, you're like, oh my god, this is all one shot, and then it changes. You're like, that was all one shot. Those past 2 minutes, the camera didn't cut away at all. It's phenomenal work in this film.
phenomenal cinematography. So, what do you think? Should we
I think
start
we
getting
should-
to the
I think
scores?
we should get into our scores. And do you notice there was no score in this movie?
Yeah, not really.
There's no music in this film.
Not really.
Let me just double check on that because
I think I remember it anyways.
all cast and crew. Sound department has sound recordist, sound editor, dubbing mixer, recording supervisor, and post synchronization. There's no music in this movie, but you never notice because it's so goddamn good. It's just sucking you in with how good the dialogue and the characters are.
Yeah, is there music in the beginning? Yeah, there's nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Is there? Hold on, let me.
No, I don't think so.
Nope. No music at all. Not a note of music.
Fascinating.
That is incredible.
Huh.
Damn. I didn't you don't even notice because the movie's so goddamn good. Did you notice that there was no music?
No, not like that. Now that you mention, I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking music.
This was the second time I'd watched this movie, and only now, in the end, do you understand that there's no music?
Damn.
Wow. Alrighty, well,
So
also, another Bond connection here. Roy Kinnear, his son is Rory Kinnear, who plays Tanner in the Craig films.
wow.
Yep. And also, Roy Kinnear, I believed, suffered a terrible end. On September 19th, what's with all these things that are happening close to my birthday? September 19th, 1988, Kinnear fell from a horse during the making of The Return of the Musketeers in Toledo, Spain, and sustained a broken pelvis and internal bleeding. He was taken to a hospital in Madrid, but died the next day from a heart attack brought on by his injuries. He was 54. He was buried in East Sheen Cemetery, London. Following his death, Kinnear's family sued the production company and the film's director, charging from eyewitness testimonies that the producer was cutting corners to save money and time, and that the rush speed of filming contributed to the accident. In 1991, they received a £650,000 settlement. In May 1994, the Roy Kinnear Trust, which was inspired by his daughter Karina, was founded to help improve the life of young adults with physical and mental disabilities. Wow. He was on a bunch of episodes of The Avengers.
The connection to the podcast?
Or two episodes. He was in The Hill, Help, How I Won the War with John Lennon.
Oh, wow.
Which I need to watch that film. He's in Scrooge. He's in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as Henry Salt. Wow. Yeah, and you said Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo?
Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
Damn.
He's alongside...
He's in Return of the Ewok.
What?
Is an unreleased mockumentary film from 1982, short, written and produced and directed by David Tomlin, starring Warwick Davis as himself, in a fictionalized account of how he got the role of Wicket in Return of the Jedi. What? The film was created during production of Return of the Jedi. Okay, I have seen bits of this, and he visits the dressing rooms of Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill, I think.
Oh, no, I think I've seen it.
I'll find it to you. I'll find it and send it to you. I'll
find
find it to you. I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll see it finds its way to you. You know what I'm trying to say. Pirates. He was in a film called Pirates, starring Walter Matthau. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Alrighty. That's enough about Roy Kinnear.
All
But
right.
that's our Bond connection. Let's get into our Connery scores. I've also reconfigured the thing here. So we've got the SH ratings, and everything gives its average as we type them in.
Ooh.
So we've got the SH rating, we've got our sexiness rating, we've got our film rating, and we've got our Sean rating. Let's get into it.
Let's do
Does the SH, Mario?
1.
1.
It's not there.
I am also giving it a 1. Not a Q. All right. Let's go with sexiness. Mario, how sexy is Sean Connery in this film?
He's pretty sexy in this. Something about... we didn't really talk about the hair. This is a pretty short haircut for him at this time.
Do you think it's his real hair?
I don't know. It looks a little sus at the hairline. There's a couple of scenes of him looking down, and I'm kind of like, oh, it looks. I noticed that. But I think it took away from his look, and seeing him, this is Goldfinger Connery. Him with his shirt off, he's built. He looks like $1 million. Just him with the shorts on, the white T-shirt. He's a good-looking guy. So I think sexiness. Yeah, I think give him a 10.
10. Wow.
Looks good.
I'm only going to give him a 6.
Okay.
He's a very attractive man, but the circumstances aren't sexy. They don't allow for sexiness. There's 2 moments where you can call him the intro where he's giving sass and he's standing at attention, looking handsome as can be. Yeah. He's very handsome. Then the turn on the gas moment, that this turns on the gas or whatever. And then the moment where Stevens turns to him and goes, Joe, don't make me help me, Joe. Don't let them take me. That moment where Stevens is so desperate that he turns to Connery and begs him, because Connery is he is the protector. Yeah. Connery is daddy.
Connery is daddy. That should have been named a podcast. Connery is daddy.
Connery is daddy. Welcome to Connery is daddy. To Desardas, Last Crusade. So that gives us an average sexiness of 8.
Okay.
All right. Do we want to do the film or the Sean rating first?
Let's do the film first.
Okay, Mario, what are you giving this film?
I think I'm going to give it... an 8.5.
8.5. Mario?
Yes.
I'm giving it a 10.
Ooh. This is your first 10 for a film?
No.
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 Okay.
Murder on the Orient Express was my first 10. And that's it. That's been my only 10 film. But now we move on. Oh, so you gave it an 8.5. I gave it a 10, which gives it an average of 9.25. I fucking love this movie. This is great. That's why I said we should watch this one instead of You Only Live Twice. I love it.
Hell yeah.
The first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. This time, loved it even more. Not enough to watch it all in one sitting, strangely, but I'm gonna watch it again soon because it's so good, so good. All right, now our Sean rating.
Sean rating.
What are you giving Sean in this movie?
Man, he is fabulous.
He is fabulous in this.
I want to go perfect on it. I think just because of the crying and the emotion I felt, we have 9.5.
9.5. I don't need this anymore. Mario, I'm going to give him a 10.
Wow, this is your favorite movie, isn't it?
This might be my favorite film we've watched so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in terms of how goddamn good. It honestly, the only other film that I've given 2 10s to is Murder on the Orient Express, which is another Connery Lumet film.
Interesting.
Sean Connery and Sidney Lumet are a damn good pair.
Wow.
I'm excited to see The Offense. I'm excited to see, what was the other one? Hold on.
He kind of looks like Pedro Pascal in that picture.
He does.
Like
Look
an
up
old
Sidney Lumet's Wikipedia page. He does kind of look like Pedro Pascal. So The Hill, The Anderson Tapes, The Offense, Murder on the Orient Express, and Family Business. The only ones I haven't seen at this point are The Offense and Family Business. I saw The Anderson Tapes 2 years ago when I watched, or 3 years ago when I watched The Hill for the first time, and I loved it. It's not as good as The Hill. It's definitely not as good of a film, I don't think, as this or as Murder on the Orient Express. But these two films, these two Lumet Connery films, have been 10s for me, both in terms of Connery and film. It's so good.
Hell yeah.
I'm only curious about how Family Business is gonna be.
I'm really excited for this. I've never seen it, but like
the movie was critically panned. So I've never seen it either.
I mean, hey, so was Sword of Valiant. That's our favorite movie.
It is. That is true. That is quite true. So would you recommend this film to people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you watch it again?
I think so. Yeah, I think my warning would be not really a warning, but I know some people are not into black and white films. We should probably mention this is a black and white film.
Yes, but I think it works far better. This wouldn't have worked in color.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, some people that this turns them off. They're just like, it's like the people. I know people who won't watch Star Wars, Clone Wars, or Rebels because it's animated. So it's just little things like that. They'll take away from it. But I think if you're not a fan of black and white films, it still gives it a chance. I think absolutely.
I think if you're gonna let a film being black and white prevent you from watching it, you have more problems.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that's like refusing to read a good, like a classic story because it's manga or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not crazy about manga, but if enough people say this one story is phenomenal and it's only in this format, I'm going to read it.
Right.
So I'm not going to be like, well, once they colorize The Hill and add music. Like, I think stripped down, no color with no music works best to serve this film.
It does.
I think color would have taken away from the film, whereas in the Molly Maguires, the music and the color add to it.
Right.
Though I would be interested to see a black and white cut of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I would recommend that to somebody for sure.
Who would you show it to? We used to ask this question more.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the simple answer is like anybody who is a Connery fan that, like, you know, like us, just knew him as Bond and then are branching out, and just anybody who just like say, oh, like a good like story. I guess it's a really intriguing story, and like at first I was kind of like, let's see how this is gonna be. I wasn't sure. I knew you hyped it up a bit, so I'm like, it must be something.
It's so good.
But yeah, it's I guess anybody I would show. You know, I showed my wife. My wife watched with me. She liked it. Yeah, I think I would show just about anybody over 18, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would show just about anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think anyone could really, as long as you can put yourself in the mindset of this is a film that takes place during World War II.
Right.
Like, it's got some not okay politics.
Right.
But the point is that it's a horrible prison, and its politics are not supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a horrible, horrible place.
And again, if you have kids, let's have them watch Holes.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to watch Holes now.
I know, I need to watch it.
You'll see. I think it's on Disney Plus.
You know what'll make you happy real quick?
What's that?
If I can divert. I have this out from the library, but the DVD is all scratched, so I got to bring it back and say it's not playable. And I've got another copy coming in from a different library.
Ooh.
You'll be happy with me.
Yes. Yes. That's Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat, baby. Have you ever seen it?
No. I know that you and Andrew are big fans of it. So much
I was former Cat in the Hat trivia champion.
Yeah.
He got the belt off me on Big Mama's House trivia.
It's the same belt. You don't make a new belt.
Yeah, we had this. Yeah, so that's the thing.
Big Mama needs a big belt.
Yeah, because the next one might be. we're between the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy and the Nutty Professor movies.
You and I should do a Diamonds Are Forever one.
I want to do because I want to do a Bond one with Andrew's brother, but he said like I don't know if I know enough about.
Well, all right, then somebody has to do it for you and me then.
So I think
you and I compete.
I think we got to do a Bond trivia. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah. If you guys want to, if you guys look up Nonsense Media on YouTube and search Cat in the Hat Trivia, Cat in the Hat Trivia 2, because that was the one that was videoed, you will see me and my good pal Andrew Lima, who we're going to try to...
Well, he'll be on this podcast one day.
Yeah, who's going to be on a podcast. No relation, but we're trying to find it. We actually took... And I'll tell you this now on air. His girlfriend Kelly bought us DNA tests.
Oh my God!
And so we're gonna see if we're related. We literally grew up like up the street from each other. We're both last name Lima,
both Portuguese,
and I look a lot like his brother Kyle. So the joke is that me and Andrew were switched at the hospital.
Wow!
And we have the wrong parents.
What if that's true?
I think it might be. If not, I'm also hoping to find out other cool things, and maybe I'm like pop British, or maybe I'm like Jamaican.
You don't gain an accent, Mario.
If I find out I'm 1% British, I'm going to use the accent.
You have 1% of an accent.
1%.
Not your regular accent with 1% British on top. Just every 100 words, one of them is said with a British accent.
It's kind of like those bad English actors that like try to do American accents, and they kind of like you ever play the game Heavy Rain?
No.
So it's kind of a noir kind of game, but there are a lot of like English actors in there that are like amazing. They're good, but there's one guy who's like he plays this cop. He's like, hey, it's like, hey. But when he says anything, just anything, like
anything,
like I would do anything, and like so you get the British in there. So I will do that. Every other word I'll be like,
Not every 100th word.
Every 100th word I'll say.
Like, well, whatever percent British you are. Which also, if you're British, you're probably like Scottish and Irish and Ukrainian and like a bunch of things thrown together.
We'll find out. Well, I'll announce the we might be doing a live stream to get the results.
You're 100% Japanese.
Imagine.
How? And
it is Hollywood, man.
It is. Yeah, we're in Hollywood right now.
We're in Hollywood.
We are
a prison in Hollywood.
Yeah, L.A.
Anyways,
we're in Burbank Prison.
Anyways, so yes, Cat in the Hat.
I'm sure that exists.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
I flew into Burbank Airport. That was cool because it was the first time in my life I've ever got off a plane onto the ground. Like you walked off the plane and you walked onto the ground.
Oh, didn't he give you the ramp or whatever?
No, you were just there. You're there. You're on. You walk onto the ground, then you walk into a building.
I always
and
wondered.
then you walk out of the building.
Because I always wondered that because you see all these movies. I mean, think of all the Bond movies, like any movie.
Yeah.
They always just get off like
And
looks
walk
like,
onto the ground.
Yeah, so
Yep.
like that's really cool.
That's what I did. You walk down the stairs
Burbank.
onto the ground.
in Burbank.
In Burbank, yep. Burbank Airport's tiny.
I think I'll just go there just to have that experience. I want to be able to be on the top of the stairs and wave to everybody, like a bunch of Connery Curious fans. It's like, whoa!
Frank, they're not here for you. Weird Al Yankovic is on the plane. Naked Gun.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, I think
we've been stalling.
I think we've been
'cause
stalling.
This is a big moment.
This is what we usually do. We stall.
It's your turn this week, Dylan.
Well, we're together, so
Yeah, so together we'll be spinning.
you want to press the button together at the same time?
I think we should. So guys at home, you guys know what time it is. Each week we get together here and open up wheelofnames.com
And
to
shuffle it a bunch of fucking times.
shuffle it a bunch of times to get the Wheel of Curiosity. So so Dylan, last time we were together, we got Goldfinger. What do you think we're going to get this time? What do you hope to get?
Well, I'm going to keep shuffling 100 more times. Sir Billy. No, I'm kidding. That's what it just passed over. I hope either another Sidney Lumet film. That would be cool, though I, again, think we should probably space things out the way we should space out the Bonds. We should space out the Lumets. We only get 7 Bonds. We only get 5 Lumets. 7 blondes, 5 brunettes. I kind of hope maybe something like The Untouchables or Presidio or Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Something with some weight behind it.
Yeah, I'm in the mood for an older, like a newer film.
Older Connery.
Older Connery.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of am in the mood for indie.
I could go for indie right now. That'd be fun.
Like, I could do indie, but that's one I'm really excited for. So I do want to like have to be a special time, but at the same time,
Don't go see Dial of Destiny. I know you're probably doing something for friggin' nerds, but we should. If we hit Last Crusade,
save it for that weekend.
We'll hit if during the time that it is in theaters, we go, okay, we won't go see it right now. Spin the wheel. If it hits Last Crusade, we'll do the Last Crusade episode and then go see Dial of Destiny.
Okay. And we do have guests for that one, too. So
Yeah.
that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe we could do like maybe.
Well,
no, it'll be fine.
One of the proposed guests is my sister, and guaranteed she'll want to come see Dial of Destiny with us. But also, it's fun when we go see movies together. We've seen some good movies together.
Yeah, we haven't gone since No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Together to a movie. So, yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's a fair rule.
If not, if you feel compelled to go see it beforehand, or if Friggin' Nerds is doing something where you can't miss out on it, go see it. But I think maybe it'd be cool to line it up some way with line the two up together.
We'll discuss backstage.
Yeah. Granted, we're at the mercy of the wheel.
True.
But,
the mercy of the wheel. So that being said,
let's get to the mercy of
shuffle a couple, like 20 more times.
Shuffle. All right, I'll put the mouse here. Oh no! Refresh! Oh my God!
So scary.
Oh my God!
Did you make sure the hill is off the list?
The hill is off the list.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna press the button
together. Okay.
For Mario, are you ready?
All right.
To spin the Wheel of Curiosities.
Dragonheart. Nice.
Cool. So a bit of an older Connery, but we're not actually going to get to see Connery in this movie.
We're going to hear him.
We are going to hear Connery a lot, and those S's are going to be H'd, I am sure.
Oh, it's going to be a 10, 11 possibly. All right.
Oh, awesome. Dragonheart. Let's just give a brief overview of what we're looking at. 1996's Dragonheart, starring Sean Connery and Dennis Quaid, Pete Postlethwaite, David Thewlis. It is a film where I'm not gonna. It doesn't give any brief plot, but it is a film where Sean Connery voices Draco, the last remaining dragon.
I think that's all you need is Connery's a dragon in this movie.
To help animate Draco's facial expressions, Cohen and the ILM animators took close-up shots of Connery from his previous films, categorized the clips according to what emotion he was expressing, and put them in separate tapes for easy reference. He did the voice recording for this in 3 sessions. Huh. Okay, I'm not getting too into the plot now. We'll discuss this next week when we discuss the film Dragonheart from 1996.
All right.
Cool. We're going back to fantasy films. And is this our first one? This is our first film where Connery is animated, right?
Yeah.
He's just providing a voice, no
because he's not
on-screen physical.
Yeah, because the only time he's like really animated is Sir Billy.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, I haven't seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in a while, but I feel like there's
probably a CGI Connery in there at some point, but
yeah, this is exciting. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, Dragonheart. Cool.
What do we have for rental options?
Let's take a peek here. Just watch. I recommend everyone use that website. Dragonheart. Oh, maybe if I spelled it correctly. Okay, it looks like it's not streaming anywhere, but you can rent it on all your digital stores, Amazon, YouTube, Apple TV, all those. You can rent it and buy it. So maybe rent it along and watch along and listen along with us and along. Hopefully we're not in here for a long time because we're still stuck in this cell. Oh, shit. There's Topher Grace again. He's coming back. Mario, grab another Lego.
Hey, guys.
Topher, look. Another Lego. Another Lego. Go get it. Go. Go. Oh, shit, Mario. Mario, look.
What?
He left the keys. He just left the keys, right here.
Oh, man.
On, over the window of the door.
Can you reach them?
Yeah, he's just left them right here. He just, plopped them over the window of the door. He just put it right there and hung his keys right there. And I just,
let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out of here.
Well, guys, we're going to try to find a way out of this prison. So
hopefully it's not like a medieval kind of prison or anything. Hopefully we don't have to, run into any beasts of legendary burden as we leave here,
So wish us luck. Go watch Dragonheart. We'll probably talk about that next week.
This has definitely been the loosest connection to any film we've watched, I'd say. Hey, wait a second. Before we leave this prison, let's tie this film in to the previous ones that we've done, because that's something we've been keeping a tab of. How does this one tie into the previous?
I did have a little headcanon thing where I want him to be connected to his character from Cuba.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so is that? I mean, the obvious one is it's Molly Maguire's.
Molly Maguire's, yeah.
So I think that's the only one you can really compare it to.
Yeah.
Holes.
It's the same. Yeah. Instead of being hung in Philadelphia, he gets sent to Libya.
Yeah.
To serve out his days.
He's a traveling man.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that does it, Mario.
All right.
I think
let's get out of this prison and say goodbye to our lovely listeners, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. And Sean Connery will return in Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Oh shit! Topher Grace is coming back. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
I've been Dylan Titus.
And I've been Mario Lima.
And as always,
stay curious.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on social media for updates, memes, and clips. Find us on Twitter at CuriousPod007 and on Instagram at Connery Curious. You can also visit Titus Compositions at Titus Compositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion and content about your favorite films, comics, games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit Friggin' Nerds Media on Twitter @FrigginNerds. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach the other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us, and have a great day, but also, remember, stay curious.
How are you going to know I A1? By only just looking at my secret weapon.